So we are here today with Wesley Clark, who is, what is your star's name?
Donutney, D0NUTINY.
That on PokerStars. Wesley, you're from California, correct?
I'm from Maryland, but I've been living in California.
Okay, been living in California, moved to Costa Rica a few months ago, and had a pretty interesting adventure before making it to Costa Rica. So, Wesley, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your life was like after Black Friday, what you went through for a couple years, what led up to the process of making the decision to go offshore for online poker?
Sure. So immediately after Black Friday, I'd been practicing yoga daily before Black Friday, and 2 days after Black Friday, there was a Bikram yoga teacher training in LA. And it was something that I had thought that I wanted to do and was kind of planning in the back of my head, but certainly wasn't going to do it very soon. But Black Friday came, shit really hit the fan pretty quickly, and so I just decided to go ahead and do it. And so I threw my stuff into storage, did a 9-week teacher training in LA, and then I became certified to be a yoga teacher. And after that, I followed the European Poker Tour for a little bit and tried to relocate myself. I went to Italy, and I set up in Rome, but unfortunately I wasn't able to set myself up so that I could have a good long-term solution. So I was able to make money while I was there, but I wasn't able to get everything set up in the way I needed to so that I could keep doing it in the future.
So you were playing on different sites, not PokerStars.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because Italy, I think, is a restricted country.
That's correct, yeah. But Italians are pretty bad at poker, and so that was one of the reasons why I went there. But, so yeah, that was fine while I was there, but I couldn't come up with a better longer-term solution. So I came back to the States and started teaching yoga full-time. And I did that for nearly 2 years. Financially, it's difficult just to even make ends meet. So I never really wanted to do it forever, although it's still something that I'm doing and I'm really happy with. It's just kind of difficult to really plan a future if you're trying to make money with it. So I wasn't able to really save any money just by doing that. And so after that, I decided to try again on my own. And I went to London, and when I got to the border, I was denied entry into the country because I got there, and at customs, they basically told me that, I told them I was there to teach yoga, and they said, okay, they asked for my work visa, which I did not have, and they basically said that because I was there to teach yoga, which I did say, they wouldn't let me enter into the country. So got on the next flight back, and had to fly my girlfriend back with me, which was pretty rough.
And expensive, I imagine.
Yeah, I just burned a bunch of money and didn't get anything out of it. It was supposed to be a vacation, so it was a pretty miserable experience, definitely. And I felt very demoralized afterwards. And I was starting to look for other jobs and new options and things. And it was kind of like, well, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I might have to just do something else completely. And I reached out to you. And that was when I guess we came into contact.
Yeah. So Wesley, actually, you entered our free poker relocation giveaway, and unfortunately didn't win, but we did a random selection, but we did end up getting in contact. I responded to all, I think, 100 people who entered and was in contact with a few of them, and then actually remembered your name and recognized you from the giveaway. So when you emailed us, that was maybe serendipitous.
Perhaps, yeah.
So during your process of researching the move, at what point did you find out about PokerRefugees? Was it after London, or at what point did you notice that we existed?
I knew about you guys pretty much the whole time. But I thought that I could do it on my own. I just tried twice on my own, and I was just like, I'm sure I can do this. How hard could it be? I'll figure it out, whatever. But clearly, it just wasn't that easy. the connections that you have, and you've built up over this extended time period and built a business based on it is truly something that is difficult to find if you're just doing it by yourself. So I tried twice on my own, and I just thought I could do it, but obviously it wasn't working out so easily.
Yeah, we help a lot of players who have moved more than once, and even if they were able to do it successfully at some point, eventually, traveling and moving around, it's time consuming, and some people even if they know they can do it with enough time and effort, they just prefer to get help so they could focus on what they like to do, whether it's playing poker or surfing or doing yoga or whatever it is that they do in their free time.
Yeah.
So why did you choose Costa Rica as your first destination for poker?
Yeah. I speak Spanish, so I thought that I would like to go somewhere warm, first of all, and probably somewhere that was close to a beach. Surfing has been something that I've always wanted to learn how to do, so I was like, all right, let's try to find a nice town on a beach or something like that, and preferably somewhere that doesn't have I could live fairly cheaply so that because I was basically rebuilding my bankroll at that time, so I really needed to save money so that I could just prioritize on poker. And so it seemed like it would either come down to Rosarito or Costa Rica. Costa Rica just seemed like a good choice.
Do you feel like, we didn't have very much time. I think when we were talking to you, you had just gotten back from London. So do you feel like Costa Rica as a destination fit your budget and your lifestyle and your needs as you conveyed them to us at the time? And the rental property that we found for you during the search, how did that fit your needs?
It was great. One of the challenges that Latin America provides is having good internet access, and so for a poker player, you just can't, have anything but really good internet. So just that alone was worth it. Just being able to move somewhere that had great internet already ready to go, and I knew that it was reliable. I knew that I could count on it. So even just that was worth it, in that sense. But everything else was good too. I was able to get a condo that was just a couple blocks away from the beach, had a very nice landlord, and it was very reasonably priced, certainly within my budget, which again wasn't huge. So I was able to just really work hard on poker and not have to worry about paying a ton of expenses and everything. And I think financially it fit me very well.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was included, right? It had some of the bills were included, so you didn't have to worry about paying bills or...
Yeah, didn't have to focus on any of that stuff. I could just put my energy to poker, which is really what I wanted to do.
Nice. So the first day at PokerRefugees, we like to plan ahead so that players can focus on poker the first day that they arrive and start playing within the first 24 hours. So walk us through that first day. You kind of came off the plane, met up with one of our concierge assistants. She brought you in a whirlwind tour of the city, shopping, going to open your bank account. Did you feel like you were prepared with everything you needed once you got to the beach and checked into your house?
Yeah. So the two things that we did, we did a few things. We went to an Office Max, which was great because I was able to get an office chair. And, if you're spending a ton of time hunched forward at the computer screen, just makes a huge difference to be able to be comfortable. So that was awesome. And then we went to, I think it was called Price Smart, which is like Costco for Costa Rica. And I got a bunch of all the necessities and some food that was able to get in bulk. And so I was able to bring that as well. That was great. And then afterwards, Stephanie dropped me off. And I met up with the driver, and he gave me a ride to Hako, which was my destination. All in all, that's another thing, just having all of that taken care of for me so that it was prearranged. I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own. It really set me up in a position that I couldn't have really done on my own. So I'm still very thankful and grateful for it.
Yeah, it takes a while just to get to know a new country and know where to go to get simple things that you might take for granted in
Yeah.
California or your hometown.
And just planning it takes time, and it's just a lot.
And how long did it take from when you arrived until you were playing poker again?
I think it was that night.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I was able to get, or you were able to unlock my Stars account right away. And that hasn't been my primary account in the past, but when I was able to log on for that first time, I was in a hotel room, and I shed a little bit of a couple tears, because it had just been so long, and it was just something that I had tried, and I was like basically willing to give up at that point. And then finally, when we were able to come into touch and like actually log on to Stars, it was just like, oh my god.
A few years in coming, huh?
Really overwhelming, and just a great feeling to be able to just log on again. Like, holy cow, thank goodness.
Yeah. I know, it's got to be a bit emotional, because everything was taken away from the players so fast. To be able to come full circle to that is pretty cool. And I think I remember you actually sending we had all your documents scanned and ready to go. So when you got there, I think you sent them from the airport, got off the plane, sent your documents into Stars. So maybe that's why they approved them while you were out shopping.
There you go. That was it. I'd forgotten. Yeah, and the other thing that we were able to get while shopping was a phone. So I had a local phone there too, which was great. So I didn't have to worry about getting all that other stuff. So I had a nice little telephone from Costa Rica, which was really handy, so I could communicate with the other poker players and stuff too.
That's right. So we introduced you to some players. I'm pretty sure you went out to dinner with them the first night. So did you feel like there was a good community in Hako of other clients and maybe non-Poker Refugees players who were there?
Absolutely. There's quite a few poker players there. I think that it's hard to say. I think there's probably about 12 or 14 right now. But yeah, that first night I was able to meet up with you prearranged so that we could communicate. They were already going out to dinner, so I was just able to meet up with them right away and just meet, I think, 5 or 6 different players right off the bat. And
nice.
It was great just to be able to, see someone else and that I obviously have so much in common with, and just get to meet them.
Yeah. I know it's like its own poker community down in different various foreign countries.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
So overall, after that, so you were in Hako for a little while. I guess you started grinding really quickly. Then we ended up going back to the city to help you open your bank account. Did that go smoothly? And I think you also were able to set up your e-wallet. So the first day you had, you were playing poker, we had a swap set up so you could put money online quickly. Then your bank account got all of that linked together, got your Net Plus debit card. Do you feel like there was anything missing, or that Poker Refugees understood what you needed to be successful, get down there, get oriented, play poker, manage your funds and your financial situation? Did you feel that was adequate for your needs?
Absolutely. Even just facilitating swaps and things like that is a huge help. And it was above and beyond being able to set up the accounts and log on to Stars right away, get the money swapped. It's really the connections that make a big difference, and that's hard for a lot of poker players to do on their own. So unless you have those pre-existing connections already, it can be difficult to get all that done by yourself. And so that's just really something that you do very well, and I, again, couldn't have done it myself in the way you did it, and it definitely exceeded my expectations.
Upon reflection, you were there for a few months, and I'm sure you'll be back soon to play poker, but would you recommend a service like this to other players? And for people who maybe have not moved yet and are thinking about it, what would you say to them as advice, having gone through everything?
Absolutely. If my single biggest regret of having looked back at it, teaching yoga is great, and it's really good to have some life balance and some other things going for me. My single regret that I feel the most is that I just didn't do it sooner with you, because time is really valuable and really important, and you just can't get enough hours in the day ever. So it's important to just make the most of it while you have it. And I think that Poker Refugees really provides a service that allows poker players to make the most of their time. I tried to do it on my own, like we talked about, and I just couldn't. So maybe, if you can do it and you think that that's a good option for you, you could consider that. But I personally wouldn't recommend it because it's not worth the time investment. And even if you invest all that time, it might not work out the way you plan. And for the very reasonable amount that you do charge, it's certainly fair and worth it. So I would highly recommend it to anybody that's considering it. And the fact is, poker is a great job. That's something that, I gained more appreciation for as after Black Friday. Not being able to play, I gained a deeper appreciation for being able to support myself by playing poker. So it's easy to forget that, but it's really not. It is obtainable. I felt like I couldn't even just get it. I was trying and trying and couldn't happen. But if you're on the fence, or if anybody, just do it. Like, it's such a good. The games are more difficult, but there's no problem. You just have to play a little bit more theoretical as opposed to exploitative, and you should be able to adjust.
So you definitely don't regret your decision to move to Costa Rica.
Not at all. I'm looking forward to heading abroad very soon so that I can play some more in the near future, and I'm sure come through you so that I don't have to deal with the property search or anything like that, because it's worth it just to have somebody else, because it's not that expensive. And getting like internet and things like that, having them already set up for you is just really valuable.
Great. That's what we aim to do, so that's good news.
Because I do know that there's a couple of non-Poker Refugees players in Hako, and they tried to move into a place on their own, and they had nothing but issues, like with their internet, with the landlord, and it was just a nightmare situation. Every time I would speak to them, they were kind of complaining, and so just to not have to deal with that is fantastic.
Yeah, we definitely have to deal with issues, but we try to handle it so that the players don't have to go through what we have to go through, getting people to do things in third world countries. So where are you thinking of going to next?
Somewhere that has waves, so keep surfing and get a lot better at it, and somewhere that's warm. That's all I really want. Internet, waves, and sunshine, and I'll be a very happy person.
We got it. Check.
So you tell me where I'm going. I don't know. That's what I think.
You can check out our website, www.PokerRefugees.com. We actually just added some new destinations, not with waves though. We did add London, so Wesley, if you want to try London again. We added Amsterdam, we added the Dominican Republic, which does have waves, so you can always go to the Caribbean and maybe play some live poker tournaments as well. So we look forward to helping you again, and thank you for sharing your story with other players who might be considering it, and as you were saying, on the fence. It's always good to hear from other poker players who have done it themselves, because even though we've helped hundreds and hundreds of poker players move, it's a big decision for people, and it's a life-changing decision, and it's not to be taken lightly. So it's always good to do your research and talk to other people and try to relate to what they've gone through, because maybe someone else has a similar situation and that can help them. Thank you so much, Wesley, and we'll be in touch. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, Kristen. Bye-bye.